Okay, let's unpack this. You know that feeling when someone else's behavior just gets under your skin?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like you're not even directly involved, maybe, but you're just so frustrated or stressed by it that you actually start to feel it physically.
Mm-hmm. Tension headache, maybe. Stomach in knots.
Exactly. Or, like happened with someone whose situation we're looking at today, a cold sore pops up
Yeah.
right at the worst time, probably.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how our bodies give us these really tangible signals that something isn't quite right inside.
Yeah, we sort of think of emotional and physical as separate tracks, but
They're clearly talking to each other all the time.
absolutely. So for this deep dive, you shared some really, really interesting material. We've got this conversation between Jampa, she's dealing with some tricky personal stuff,
Mm.
and Mr. Monk, who offers some pretty insightful ways to look at it.
Right. And just to give a bit of context, Jump is really worried about a close friend. This friend has a son, 38 years old, still living at home, unemployed. And there are concerns, maybe about addiction. The father, Jampa's friend, seems kind of stuck, maybe unable to set boundaries. And this whole dynamic is causing Jampa a lot of stress. And significantly, it seems this stress has lined up with her getting a cold sore outbreak.
So that's really what we want to dive into today, isn't it? This link between the emotional, maybe the spiritual side, and how it can actually show up physically.
Exactly. And maybe even more importantly, can we find some practical tools, ways to handle these tough interpersonal things without letting them just, well, overwhelm us?
Yeah, without taking such a toll. Jampa's cold sore seems like a perfect, really clear starting point for seeing that mind-body connection in action.
It really does. It makes you wonder, are these physical things just random bad luck, or could they be like messages?
Mr. Monk definitely leans towards the message idea,
He
right?
does. He suggests they're significant signals, not just random events.
He points out to Jampa, look, the herpes virus causes cold sores, okay? But the fact that it's popping up now suggests her immune system might be a bit weakened.
Right. So it pushes past just treating the symptom. The real question he poses is, why did my body become vulnerable in the first place?
That's the deeper question.
Yeah, and what's great is how he encourages looking beneath the surface. He guides Jampa, and really anyone listening, to think about the emotional stuff, the environmental factors that could be messing with her immunity.
It's like an invitation for some self-inquiry. What's actually going on here?
Mm-hmm. And a big piece of that puzzle he introduces is cortisol.
Ah, the stress hormone. We hear that term a lot.
We do. And he explains how when those cortisol levels are high all the time, it can actually suppress the immune system.
Making us more vulnerable.
Exactly. To things like viruses that might usually just stay dormant, inactive.
Okay, so what kind of things trigger this high cortisol, according to Mr. Monk?
Well, he lists several things that probably sound familiar to a lot of us. Ongoing stress, obviously, both internal worries and external pressures.
Right.
A really packed schedule, constantly running around. An overactive mind that just won't shut off at night. Guilty.
Yeah, me too sometimes. And even stuff like maybe too much caffeine, things we don't always label as stressors.
That's interesting. So it's not just the big dramatic crises.
Not at all. It's often the chronic, low-grade stuff.
So Mr. Monk suggests this. Self-scan. Like, what's raising my cortisol?
Yes. It's about pausing, identifying those specific things in your life, and then asking this really pointed question.
Which is,
Is this worth sacrificing my health for?
oof, that hits home.
It really does. It makes you think, where is my emotional energy actually going? Because Jampa, she's clearly really invested emotionally in her friend's son situation,
And it's causing her a lot of frustration, anger.
which is probably spiking her cortisol.
Makes sense. And this is where Mr. Monk brings in his first big tool, right? This key idea.
Yeah, this is a powerful one.
Loving the podcast? Don't miss out. Unlock the full episode with a subscription. Get in touch to subscribe now. Fix your inner world at gmail.com.